Hello and welcome to another EV Rapid Review. Today I'm going to be talking about the 2018 Toyota Prius Prime. So the Prius Prime is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. It has an 8.8 kilowatt hour battery, which is larger than any other Prius has come with. And it has the ability to be able to plug in and charge overnight, therefore using your home electricity to run the car. This is far more economical than any other regular Prius because the regular Prius is getting its energy mostly from gasoline. You have to move the car and then it's capturing that energy. But this one has a large battery, and I was able to accomplish actually 51 kilometers all electric, which far exceeds the manufacturer's recommendation. So good job on that. So it shows that this car is very highly efficient. The car itself is actually, the styling I think is something that people need to get used to. When the first Prius came out, I remember thinking, wow, that car looks crazy. You look at a first generation Prius now, and it actually looks very bland. The market has really advanced to more extreme looks, and I think this is something that in time we're just going to be like, yeah, that's what cars look like. It has a very actually aggressive, in person it's a very aggressive front end. I really like this headlight, these bumps here. I like the vertical lights on the side. I like the wheels. I actually quite like the car. The only area which maybe I'm not a huge fan of is the rear of the car. Is this little bump here. But for the most part, I actually think it's a pretty neat looking car. In terms of how it drives great. I was able to actually have it put full throttle down, and it didn't engage the gas motor. That's because I put it in EV locked only mode. If you have charge in the battery, you can just run it on electric, which is huge. It puts it very close to like the extended range EV, which is the BMW i3 with the range extender and the Chevrolet Volt Occupy. Moving on though, if we look under the hood, it's something that we would expect. It actually looks very much like a car. Except you have this really wide motor here. You don't see a lot of the orange cables which you find in other electric vehicles on the market. You can see some hidden, but for the most part it looks like something that you'd expect from a regular gasoline car. So no surprises, nothing here. But it is all very tidy, and of course this is a brand new car, so everything looks nice and new and fresh. Moving on to the trunk. The trunk itself is actually kind of small. That's because the battery pack, they had to put it somewhere, and it is in the rear of the car. So you have lost some space here. It is still pretty good, but you know, you're not going to be putting a ton of things. Something like this might be difficult to live with if you were, let's say, wanting to go camping or something. You might want to get a roof rack. I'm not sure that that is something that is available or is recommended, but I do it with my Chevrolet Volt, so let's say you could do it too. Interior is pretty nice. It's very comfortable, super comfortable, the interior. The seats on this one is the upgrade edition, so power seats. You could move, for the driver's side, you can move it up, down, tilt, and the steering wheel's telescoping, so you can actually move it in and out, up and down. You could be comfortable in this car. There's also 4 handles on the inside for you to grab, which makes it very nice to get in and out of. This car is definitely a long haul car, or your regular daily commuter. With a full tank of gas, 45 liters, it is saying you can get over 1,000 kilometers of range, that's a lot of driving. You need to take breaks in between that 1,000 kilometers. But you know, the real question comes down to though is this a car that is better than the Chevrolet Volt? Or why would you buy this over a Chevrolet Volt? And that's the second generation Volt. The second generation Volt has an 18 kilowatt hour battery, so significantly larger all electric range. But there's something to be said for brand trust. And no matter how much I say that I love the Chevrolet Volt, there is a large chunk of people that will not buy a General Motors product. And it's just, there's nothing I can say that will change that, and there's really nothing a lot of General Motors can do in the immediate future to also change that. Whereas Toyota, especially with the Prius line, they pioneered the hybrid market, and they've been a trusted brand for years, decades for people. They sell, they sell so many cars. And so this car, it's $6,000 less than the new Chevrolet Volt. It's so livable, it drives so nice that honestly, like, I think you need to drive both the new Volt and the Prius Prime. Now, the Prius Prime only seats 4, whereas the new Chevrolet Volt seats 5. Of course, the old Chevrolet Volt only seated 4. So that's something to consider. But I definitely think that the Prime is a full contender to the Volt. Yeah, I was really surprised. I'm kind of lost for words a bit on it. Me personally, if you want my opinion, I think if I had the money, I would probably buy the Volt. I do have the first generation Volt myself, and it seats 4. And that actually has been a bit of an issue, not a huge issue, but I would like the 5th seat, and I would like the larger electric range. But if you are doing significant gas driving, like if you are going to be doing some longer drives, this does get much better gas mileage than the Volt does. So you need to kind of weigh it out. But as mentioned, check them both out. I give the Prius Prime, the 2018 one, like 2 thumbs up. It's fantastic. It's an excellent car. Good job, Toyota. And if you want to check out, I do have an interactive 360-degree video. It's linked in the comments. I also have a driving reaction video, which is linked down there. And I did a comparison. I did a drive of this and a drive of a 2011 Volt on the same trip until the battery ran out. And then I drove back to where we started to show an efficiency difference. So check that video out too. And you know, if all those vehicles driving by were electric, this video would be much quieter. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your Prius Prime test drives.